you ready to bust a myth? So the myth is boxed wine is low quality and for the novice. Well, I have to admit, I have this thing about boxed wines. Generally speaking, they've gotten a bad rap. That's what we're going to do in this video, unwrap the myth. By the end of this video, you'll be able to determine whether boxed wines or bottled wines are for you. Keep in mind, if at any time you like what you hear, just click like or subscribe or hit the little bell so you'll be notified when there are new posts. Just so you understand what we're talking about, boxed wine is wine in a box, but inside that box is a plastic bladder filled with wine. Number one, the life of boxed wine. Boxed wine is a brilliant idea. Boxes are better for people who go through wine more slowly. They also preserve wine longer than open bottles and are more portable. Once a bottle is open, oxidation happens really at light speed, and an open bottle of wine is really only good for a few days. You can only store an open bottle of red wine maybe 5 days. White wine in a bottle is even less time than that. Open boxes of wine can last 6 to 8 weeks and even longer if you keep them in the refrigerator. The plastic bib seals the wine in and minimizes the amount of air that can come in contact with the wine. Because of this, it's a better way to keep your wine versus its glass counterpart. Number two, packaging and cost. Boxed wine's packaging is simply cardboard, a plastic bladder, and the wine. It has a low carbon footprint. For some wines, the only difference is the packaging. The same wine can be put in either a bottle or a bag-in-the-box. Frequently, the costs that are saved come from packaging and shipping, not from cuts made to the quality of the wine. But these materials also mean it's really cheap to produce, and frequently when companies encounter cheap vessels, they end up putting their cheapest wines inside them. By the way, how are you doing there? Is this information helpful? If it is, just write box in the comments below. Number three, distribution. Other parts of the world have warmed up to the convenience of boxed wines. It actually accounts for about 50% of the market in Australia, Sweden, Norway, and Brazil. Now in the US, it hovers right around 20% of total wine sales. And that's predicted to rise as Americans work through our prejudice against cardboard. Number four, this is a comparison of bottled versus boxed wine. Both boxed and bottled wine have the potential of being on a continuum of quality and price from poor to good, cheap to good value, inexpensive to expensive. Boxed wines can be just as good as the wines that come out of bottles. While you're unlikely to find the world's finest wines in boxes or pouches, some bag-in-the-box wines are good and present a really good value. Number five, storage tips. With red wine boxes, they don't need to be refrigerated after opening because they're completely sealed. They can stay fresh at room temperature for quite a long time. But they should be kept someplace cool, away from direct sunlight. I do recommend refrigerating white wines so that they're always chilled and ready to serve. Well, there you have it. We just busted the boxed wine myth. If you noticed, most of what I talked about revolved around practicality and practical living. So if convenience, longevity, portability, durability, and inexpensive are what you're looking for, then boxed wine is a really good option for you. You can get some really good everyday wines out there. And now if you're looking for really good or great wine, wines that you'll use for special occasions, a dinner party, special friends, stay with a bottle. My general rule of thumb is, for family, get the cheapest thing out there. Now for friends and entertainment, get something really nice. And for yourself, get the best. After all, you're worth it. Frankly, I'm like so many other people in the wine industry. Whether I'm at home or in a restaurant, I love the pop of the cork as it slides free of the bottle. Don't you just enjoy the whole dance or the ritual of screwing the corkscrew into the bottle, taking the cork out, smelling it, affirming that the wine is good, pouring it, and then taking that first sip? As much as I hate to say it, for me, there's something romantic about all that. There is a belief by many in the wine industry that corks are better closures for wine bottles. However, in various studies, screw caps have actually been proven to perform better than cork. They do a better job in protecting wine from harmful oxidation. Like with cork and synthetic bottle closures, there are dozens of different types of screw caps. The main difference is the membrane on the interior top of the cap. As you see here. There are dozens of quality levels of these membranes. The better the quality wines will have, the more expensive and more effective cap membranes. It's also important to note that as screw caps have evolved, modern screw caps have seals within them. This allows oxygen to enter and leave the bottle, much like a high quality cork. In a perfect world, the perfect cork is the perfect closure. But in reality, perfect corks are extremely rare. So, we find screw caps eliminate many of the problems that can come with corks. Some of these problems include cork taint, oxidation, and leakage. Screw caps actually can give us more confidence that we're getting both higher quality and consistently, easy for me to say, good wine. How are you doing there? I'm not doing so great. Is this information helpful? If it is, write screw cap in the comments below. There's a lot of cheap and inexpensive wine being sold with screw cap closures. That's true with traditional cork closures also. You'll find that the cheaper or less expensive it costs to produce the wine, the cheaper and lower the quality the closure will be, whether cork, synthetic, or screw caps. There are a number of reasons producers use less expensive caps, but the most obvious is less expensive wine sells faster than moderately priced or expensive wine, so you don't need a membrane or a screw cap that is as expensive or as effective. You don't need something that will last very long. The same thing holds true with cork. You'll find less expensive wine sealed by less expensive and less effective corks. Folks, don't be put off by a screw cap. It's a safer bet if you want to guarantee that your wine comes out as it was meant to. And don't be surprised if you find a higher dollar bottle with a screw cap on it. Actually, in Australia, some of the most expensive wines are coming with screw caps on them. You know, sometimes tradition is just hard to change. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Also, click here to check out our new online shop. We have a great lineup of wine-related items that will help you get the most out of your wine experience. Oh, and be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.